Hi, welcome to episode 65 of Aico TV. My name's Jade and I'm a marketing executive here at Aico.
I'm Lisa and I'm also a marketing executive here at Aico. This week we join Alex Garmston, our marketing manager, and Curtis Langley from the Movement Centre, discuss the charity's origin, what they're up to at the moment and how we've been working with them and what they hope to do in the future.
So I'm here with Curtis Langley from the Movement Centre. Hi Curtis, how are you?
Hi Alex, you okay?
Good, yeah, not too bad, thank
Good.
you. So can you tell me a little bit about your role, what the Movement Centre does and how you became into the role?
Yeah, so I'm the fundraising officer at the Movement Centre. The Movement Centre is a children's charity that provides a specialist form of physiotherapy for children with movement difficulties. So most of the children we see have a diagnosis of cerebral palsy or Down syndrome, and we are there to give the children the chance of reaching their full potential, whatever that potential may be. And my role is fundraising and marketing officer. So I've been in that role for coming up to 7 years now.
Wow, long time.
Yeah, very long time. But it goes quick when you're having fun, doesn't it? So,
definitely.
And my role covers anything from making applications to trusts and foundations, organising events, working with corporate partners like yourselves, and kind of working with community and individuals as well, taking on their own challenges.
Okay. So how did you come across the Movement Centre? How did you come across the role? How did you kind of get involved?
So I was working as a physio assistant originally in an NHS hospital, and I was approached by a physio I'd worked with before. The Movement Centre had this role that was a physio assistant for 50% of the time and a fundraising assistant for the other 50% of the time. So it was a mixed role. I was looking for a change at the time and made the move, and I've slowly moved into more of the fundraising side of things, so probably over the last 5 years. So it's a lot different, that role, but very enjoyable, very rewarding as a job.
Yeah. So do you do any physiotherapy at all now, or is that completely...
No, so I do miss that side of things, kind of interacting with the patients and the children, but I'm kind of helping in a different way now. We now offer free physiotherapy for all children that attend the Movement Centre. So it's before I was kind of supporting with the progression of the children and their development, but now it's kind of funding what they receive at the Movement Centre. So very different, but still very rewarding.
Yeah. So how big's the team you have at the Movement Centre? Is it a big team? Have you expanded?
So we're a team of 5. So we've got 2 fundraisers and 3 therapy staff. Currently we are looking to recruit another physio, because since going free in October 22 our numbers have kind of shot up, as you can imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
So referrals from NHS and through families has increased since making that decision, so we are now in a position where we've got a short waiting list, so we need another physio to come in. So hopefully that will be in the next 3 to 6 months. We bring that other physio in, and then we have a new CEO starting in beginning of June.
Oh, wow.
So very exciting time for the Movement Centre, really. So the team is expanding, but also growing as a charity and helping more children achieve their potential.
Nice. So roughly how many children do you? I suppose essentially, is it obviously different courses of treatment depending on how severe each child is, and then suppose how many children do you see on average each month? How does it sort of work?
So we see around 45 to 50 children at any one time, but that's on a kind of rolling contract. So each course of therapy is 12 months long. So as a child finishes, another may start. So that's where that waiting list is at the minute.
Yes.
Because we've only got one physio, her capacity is kind of 45 to 50 children at any one point.
So in terms of the charity, do you cover just Shropshire or do you cover the whole of the UK?
So most of our fundraising is done locally because we are a local charity, but in terms of children we see, they come from UK-wide. So we have children from as north as Scotland and as south as London, and even some of them fly over from Northern Ireland.
Wow.
So yeah, we cover the whole of the UK. and if it's a huge commitment from the families. If the families are committed to that 12-month course of therapy, coming back to us every 8 weeks and doing the therapy at home for half an hour every day, then we can see children from all over.
Wow, okay. So would there be any scope to, say, have another movement centre, another facility in the UK? Is that something that's been talked about?
So our trustees have definitely talked about that in the past, in having a kind of pop-up clinic in London or Birmingham, so it's more accessible. And that is something I think will probably happen in the future. Yeah. Either we set up another movement centre permanently, or have pop-up clinics in organisations that we can kind of collaborate with. I think working collaboratively with other charities or other organisations that are doing something similar to us would be great. And I think that would happen in the future potentially.
I suppose as part of fundraising then is your idea to come up with new initiatives to fundraise. Obviously you did the recent James Bond Gala. How did that go?
Yeah, so as a fundraising team, we really try to diversify what we offer at the Movement Centre, because with kind of individuals and corporates coming on board, you need to keep them excited and keep them kind of engaged. So we had our first ever gala ball this year, which you mentioned. Went really well. We had some awesome feedback. Aico had 2 tables there, and they all seemed to have a great night. Yes. Apart from one who came away with a Shrewsbury Town signed ball, and
Ian,
he really didn't won that ball, but they all kind of they all got involved and enjoyed it, and Aico were one of the headline sponsors as well, which was awesome. Other events, kind of took part in an abseil recently at Anfield Stadium.
Not a big Anfield fan.
No, not the stadium for me, but the experience was awesome. So we had 20 participants taking part. That lean over the edge wasn't too good, but
once you're over the edge,
it was great. And we're hoping to do another one later on in the year.
Old Trafford, if the roof
at Anfield again, unfortunately, but for 12 people. So
that'd be good.
So we've got that coming up. And like I said before, really trying to diversify what we do. So we've got another Snowdon Sunrise this year that Aico took part in last year. We've got that coming up on June the 15th. We've got a shark dive in September.
Shark dive, I think Lisa
Sadler's taken part in that, which is amazing. So as you can imagine, it's anything from kind of cake sales in the office all the way through to shark dives and abseils. And
are you doing the shark dive?
No, I did it last year. Okay. So I'm out of this. So I've done my bit for this year.
What was the shark dive like? Was there much?
Oh, just an amazing experience again.
Where'd you go to do that?
Blue Planet Aquarium in Chester. So you get all the training, all the health and safety talk at the beginning. And then you have around 40-45 minutes in the tank with huge sharks.
How many hours? There more than one, obviously.
There's quite a few in there actually. So and they're swimming through. When we were doing it last year, the instructor actually said the sharks are asleep at this time. But their eyes are open, so that's creepy in itself. But he said definitely don't get in the way of them, because if they're asleep, they're using their kind of shark sonar or whatever it is. But if you kind of bump into them, then maybe
so no mishaps there. No running into the cage.
So get out the way.
Basically. Some of the fundraising you've done previously, obviously you've done like golf days, walks and stuff. What's been your biggest challenge to date?
I think the gala ball was definitely the biggest challenge. As a team, as a small team, to organise something like that is a pretty big thing for us. We had a small committee, so our chair of trustees and the 2 fundraisers at the Movement Centre, myself and Nikki, sat on that committee. We obviously had loads of support around us as well, but I think pulling off a great event like that for our first one was amazing. And we're just looking forward to organising another one now actually. So once the first one's done, you've kind of done it and you realise it's not as scary as you think. Then hopefully the next one will be a bit easier to
better. Hopefully you can top that. That'd be good. And then you've done sort of fundraising yourself. I know you've done like walks and like I say, you've done golf days and things like that. What's been the biggest challenge in terms of doing a fundraiser, being on the other side? Obviously, there's planning fundraising, isn't there, and planning events, and there's actually the doing.
So the Offers Dyke Walk that myself and a friend James tried last year didn't quite go to plan. Yeah. But I will revisit that at some point.
How many miles is that?
It was 170 odd miles.
Okay.
And over 5 days we tried to do it. And it was just a step too far, literally, I think. Kind of day 1 and 2, really struggling. So I completed, in the end, just over about 90 miles, I think, in 3 days.
Wow.
And James did 150 odd in the 5 days.
Wow.
So none of us quite achieved the goal that we wanted to. Yeah. But like I said, we will be back to revisit that, I think, at some point in the future.
What would the do differently be? What would it be? More time or more training?
Footwear and training, I think.
Okay.
I think I tried trail trainers for the first day, and they just got soaked and
then wet feet walking, and then
not good.
Didn't it?
Yeah. So walking boots from the start. Yeah. Bit more training. Because I think I've got the mental capacity to do it. It's just the fitness and the foot injuries that didn't allow us.
No, you're still doing any running?
Yeah, I'm a run leader for Oswestry Olympians.
Still
every Monday I'm out leading groups.
How far do you go with them? How far do you run on a Monday?
Usually around 10k.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So it's not too strenuous, although it's still a challenge for some, isn't it? So
so do you get, is that different levels of people come to that, or is it they're all like good runners?
Yeah, no, so there's 6 groups that go out on a Monday, from the fast and kind of down to the T runners to the ones that have maybe just completed couch to 5k. And they're trying to get into running a little bit more and increasing their distance. So a variety of runners, really. So
that would make me feel better.
Come along.
Yeah, I could do a 10k, but I'm not the quickest.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. We have different speed groups, so you'd be fine.
So, Curtis, you talk about obviously recruiting an additional physiotherapist, obviously to help with the services, but obviously charities run differently. Every charity is different. Obviously, from a Little Stars perspective, and being a trustee, there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. I think sometimes people forget about the trustees a little bit. How does the makeup of trustees look for the Movement Centre? How many have you got at the moment?
Yeah, so we've got 6 trustees at the minute with varying skills that help us run as a charity. 2 are going to be stepping down very soon, and we are looking to recruit 4 more to help the Movement Centre grow as a charity, become more sustainable in the future, and ultimately support more children in the future as well. So I would urge anyone looking for a trustee role. It is a voluntary role, but meetings are quarterly. The skills that we are hoping to look for is kind of solicitor, law, finance as well. So anyone interested in those sorts of voluntary roles, please do get in touch.
So I suppose one last thing, what would you say to people that want to get involved in fundraising? What would you say to them? What would be the best thing to do if they want to kind of get in touch with yourself?
So as a charity, we rely on the kind support that we get locally and around the UK, and anyone that wants to get involved in fundraising, please get in touch. As I said, there's a whole variety of ways people can get in touch with us. Website, social media and emails, but also a variety of ways they can get involved. So that's anything from sponsorship through to events, through to office events that they do themselves. So any support is incredible that we receive. So if you're thinking about it, just please get in touch.
Yeah, no, sounds good. No, brilliant. Thanks for that, Curtis. And if you are interested in fundraising, please get in touch with Curtis at the Movement Centre. Great cause. They really need your support. So thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Aico TV.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and follow us on all our social medias, which are popping up on the screen now. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.